Todd, set the scene for us right now outside that facility.
Well, outside the facility now, and for folks who haven't been here, that Arrowhead Stadium's just up the hill, and the practice facility is maybe a quarter mile away. It's all part of the big complex. Lots of reporters out here, but everything's kind of broken up at this point. There are no more police inside the practice facility, and there aren't any players, or if there are any players, there aren't many players inside there. We have not been able to talk to any players or anyone from the Chiefs. They released their only statement earlier saying that there was an incident at Arrowhead and they're cooperating with authorities. They've not released anything since then. The police gave a statement earlier, basically with some details about what happened, but it's certainly a tragic deal here. The Chiefs are set to play the Panthers tomorrow, and they've lost one of their teammates' lives, and the head coach and general manager very well could have witnessed a suicide in the parking lot of the facility. This has got to be unprecedented ground. I know there have been many tragedies in the NFL, and games have gone on and things like that, but I can't imagine there's been one exactly like this.
Any word on the fallout from that, from what you said, the GM, the coach, witnessing Javon Belcher killing himself? Anything about the teammates and what their plans are this afternoon and beyond? Well,
they had their walkthrough, or we're going to have their walkthrough this morning, and like I said, we haven't had a chance to talk to any of them. The mayor of Kansas City, Sly James, came by here. He heard from the chief of police earlier this morning this had happened. He's obviously involved with the team in many different levels. Came out here and spent about a half an hour inside, came out and spoke to reporters. That's the only people we've gotten to talk to out here at the facility is the mayor of Kansas City. He spoke to Romeo Crennel and Scott Pioli. They're obviously going through a very difficult time. He said, just take the simple fact that you might have witnessed someone commit suicide. Now add to it that that's someone you cared and loved about, who you helped coach and was a great friend, and to see that happen, just a few feet from your face has got to be one of the most tragic things those guys have dealt with as well. I mean, there are many levels of tragedy in this story, for sure.
Well, Todd, and we're getting some of those details that are coming in right now as well, and we know that Javon Belcher shot his girlfriend around 7 this morning. It was after a fight that they had, and he shot her multiple times. But I'm also reading that his mother was visiting them, as they also had a 3-month-old baby, and his mother was, as this report says, witness to what Javon Belcher did, and then he drove the facility. You have interviewed him several times as a beat writer for the Chiefs. What can you tell us about Javon Belcher?
Well, as much as you know about anybody, you don't really get to know anyone on a real personal level in those locker room situations. We've had him on our station many times at, more long interviews, in-depth interviews, like anyone else. Seemed like a nice guy, quiet guy, not someone who was the first guy out to talk. Wasn't a team spokesman by any stretch of the imagination, but a player who was an undrafted free agent who fought real hard and got himself a job in the NFL for the last 4 years. And, I would call him a monstrous success story as far as that goes. But, you don't know what's in someone's mind or heart when they could do something like this. I have no idea what could have possibly led up to him wanting to take the life of the mother of his child and then take his own life. It's just another example how you just really don't ever get to know anybody, even people you're very close to in your life. I mean, it's just impossible to know what's in someone's heart. And obviously he was a troubled young man to take the life of, like I said, his girlfriend, the mother of his child, then to come here to the practice facility. That's the part. I mean, I guess the overall thing of this is there are murder-suicides a lot in America, and you think they're never going to happen to, whatever. But listen, eventually everything is going to happen to a high-profile person. Eventually, those things will happen, and it's out there, and it's a workplace suicide, and it's unbelievably tragic. And we'll just have to wait and see. And the Panthers are scheduled to come here tomorrow, or come here today and play the game tomorrow. We don't have official word from the league yet if that's going to end up happening. I can't imagine the mental state of Romeo Crennel and the players on that team to try to play a football game tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there.